So I learned that the Hep B vaccine expires after 10 years and I'll need to take a booster dose or start all over. Is it really true? We encounter these questions often. Sincerely, the fact remains that the vaccine manufacturers and WHO, these vaccines, when taken appropriately, could last exceeding 20, 25 or even 30 years. And it is recommended that after taking the full course of Hep B vaccination, 1 to 4 months time, you take the Hep B antibodies titer to know whether you have produced antibodies or not. In our line of duty or our volunteer activities of talking to people about hepatitis B and also screening people at the community level, we've encountered people who have shown their vaccination card and have still tested positive. Probably if they had checked their antibodies level earlier by going to say, I want to check my hepatitis B antibodies titer, they would have known that probably the vaccine didn't produce antibodies at that moment, and they would have taken the appropriate measure. But others are waiting for 10 years without knowing their antibodies level. I did my antibodies titer after 10 years and I had 836. Everybody needs about 10 or 100 or at least 10. At least 10, you are at the protective level. I had 836. That tells you that I didn't have to take a booster. So the booster only comes in when you check your antibodies titer level and your value is below 10. So you take an extra dose to boost it. When you check your antibodies level and it's 0, then you have to start the full course. That tells you that the vaccine didn't work or there wasn't any serial conversion into antibodies. And so you need to start all over. So these are the dynamics. Don't wait for 10 years with the hope that the vaccine is working. And look, there are several factors in our setting. I have seen people using just, pure water or, dipping vaccine in the past. People used to do it. Now the trends are changing. In the past, people used food flask to put the vaccine with some ice, and all this could compromise the quality of the vaccine you are receiving. We've also encountered, people using the wrong schedule, and all these things could affect your serial conversion rate. And so it is very appropriate for you within our setting to check your antibodies level and not assuming that the vaccine expires in 10 years time as has been preached. So the antibodies titer is very important here. I hope this helps to answer this question. Thank you.
These are some of the questions we usually encounter. One of them is Hep B vaccine safe in pregnancy and breastfeeding? The answer is that per studies, hepatitis B vaccine is safe for everyone. Safe for everyone from children and to the aged, safe in pregnancy. So in pregnancy, you can give hepatitis B vaccine. The fear has always been people will try to associate any misfortune to the vaccine, but the vaccine has been safe. I've administered hepatitis B vaccine to pregnant women and nothing has happened. But the literature says that it's safe in pregnancy and breastfeeding. It's safe for children, it's safe for the aged, and it's more important for those with immunosuppression. Somebody with immunosuppression like HIV will need twice the dose. So like we take 1 ml or 20 microgram, they will need 40 microgram in order to produce the antibodies. Other people like those on hemodialysis or dialysis, or people with treating diabetes and the rest, or anything that suppresses your immune system, will need a higher dose. So the vaccine is safe in pregnancy. Can I get hepatitis B infection through the vaccine? The answer is no. The previous vaccines or the early vaccines contain active blood products, and so they could transmit the infection. The current vaccines we have are genetically made and they are made from yeast, so you can't get hepatitis B infection from the vaccine. So this is a no answer, and it's scientifically proven that you cannot get the infection. Others think that once the vaccine is introduced into you and is not used or utilized by your body, it becomes an active virus to, cause infection. It doesn't work that way. The vaccine, if it's not able to produce the stimulate antibodies production, becomes a wasteful vaccine in your system.
Will I die if I get hepatitis B? This is a common question we encounter. But you see, just like any other disease or infection, people die of malaria, people die of hypertension. They are moving about with their normal duties and they get cardiac arrest and the likes, and they die. Everybody can die from every other disease. The good thing about hepatitis B is that I've known people who have lived longer without taking even a medication, but they are very conscious about their monitoring style and they are very healthy and living well. So in fact, if you have hepatitis B, don't panic. Just be calm. Don't fall for quacks. If you panic, you are likely to fall for quacks. You are likely to be moving about and see hepatitis B quick remedy. You call this number, you call, and these guys are always good at spending your money. They'll spend all your money, and at the end of it, or nothing is going to happen to you. They may even complicate your liver for you. So to linking death to hepatitis B, I'll just advise that when you are positive for hepatitis B, just take deep breath, relax, and thank God that you are even aware you are positive at that moment. I always say people, it's good to know you are positive than living positive and not knowing you are positive. So when you know you are positive at this moment, there are so many factors you put in place, like checking on your diet, monitoring your blood values every 6 months. And these are the ideal things that we need to do. So you can't easily link death to hepatitis B because people die from any other infections and diseases. Do the right thing and hepatitis B will just be an ordinary infection. It will not be the fear society have preached for so long, to just be like any ordinary disease. Wife is positive for hepatitis B and I'm negative. Is that possible? Did she probably cheat on me? What could be the reason? So we encounter these questions often, and I must say it happens. It doesn't necessarily mean that your wife has cheated on you, and most of the cases we encountered, it has to do with the fact that the women are positive and the man is, on the other hand, negative. It happens. We've outlined some of the modes of transmission and some ways you can get it in some of the videos, where we mention some body fluids and we mention semen, wound, blood, and some of the activities like sharing sharps and others could result into you getting the hepatitis B infection. Hepatitis B is not only sexual, so let's be mindful of this, not to accuse our partners. I've actually encountered a couple where the man refused to be intimate with the wife because of this. One, if your wife is positive for the Hep B infection, this is what to do. You need to take the Hep B vaccine yourself. Get tested. If you are negative, you take the Hep B vaccine. If you are positive, then you seek some of the measures outlined in the previous videos. If your wife is also pregnant, she will need to take the Hep B vaccine, or the child will need to be given Hep B vaccine and immunoglobulin at birth. So when your wife is positive, don't worry, don't get so alarmed. Take the vaccine if you are negative, and you could be intimate with her without any worries. Also ensure that your household, any other person living with you, also gets vaccinated. Like we said, it's not only sexual. There are other routes or modes that we've outlined in the previous video. So all other persons in your household need to get the Hep B vaccine and protect themselves. So isn't it simple? There's no need not to get intimate, or there's no way you should accuse your partner because one is positive and one is negative. Work together in harmony. The negative, take the vaccine, protect yourself, and this so easy way to go, isn't it? So thank you.